In Apache Territory. I saw my first movie in a theater in 1964. Back then, a movie cost a quarter, and for an extra 15 cents, you could get popcorn, a handful of jujubes, and a pop. In Kenora, the mill town where I lived, the movie on Saturday afternoon was the only place to be. Every kid in town wanted to be there. My foster mother handed me the money wrapped in scotch tape so I wouldn't lose it. It sat in my pocket like molten lump. I fingered it all the way downtown, the edges of that tape already ragged and threatening to unfurl. There was a smell of sulfur and pulp in the air, and I knew that something magical was about to occur. The theater was pandemonium. Little kids were yelling, throwing popcorn, and wrestling in the aisles, while older, more sophisticated kids were holding hands, nuzzling, waiting for the curtain to fall and the lights to dim so they could get deeper into their first romantic entanglement. I sat watching the jumble of action around me. There weren't a lot of outings for me as a kid. There wasn't much extra money for things like movies, so I drank up every ounce of that experience. When the curtain fell, it silenced everyone. Every kid in the theater settled down, awed by the power of the descending dark. When the screen lit up in a glorious sheen, I fell head over heels in love. Back then, afternoon matinees were double bills, with a cartoon and a newsreel thrown in. That day I watched Bugs Bunny and laughed. I don't recall any of the newsreel, but the first picture was, "Hey there, it's Yogi Bear." Yogi, as the brown phantom, swung down from the trees on a rope to steal picnic baskets from the tourist at Jellystone. Cindy Bear got blamed for being the park menace and was shipped off to the zoo. Yogi and Boo Boo had to travel to St. Louis to rescue her, and it all ended up happily, after a wild dose of adventure. The second feature, Apache Territory, starred a cowboy actor named Rory Calhoun. In it, a wagon train was attacked by Apache Indians. There was heavy drama as the night fell and the hardy pioneers were threatened by the evil savages. Everyone in the theater sat hushed. You could feel the tension. When the denouement came and the good guys in the white hats won the day and rode off boldly into the sunset, that was something to cheer about. I was transported by that movie, taken away from my Milltown life and dropped into a world of light and sound and color so intense I never wanted to leave. It was as if a dream had been thrown up on beams of light. I'd walked into thrilling new territory. It didn't matter to me that there were racist overtones to the movie, that my people were belittled, made cartoons of. It didn't matter to me that there were snickers and finger pointing when we kids tumbled out into the light of day. All that mattered to me was how I felt. My imagination was fired up and my insides quivered from the excitement of seeing the life splayed out on a 50-foot screen. Apache Territory was a standard Western, a B movie with B-list actors, writers, and directors. It had room only for tried and true characterizations, and the story played well to B movie audiences. I didn't know then how great a portion of the national demographic believed what those movies said. We have Indian producers and directors today. Native people are depicting their lives as they live them. And even Hollywood, when it takes the risk of presenting a movie about Indians, does that respectively for the most part now. When our children see their people on the silver screen today, they see a more genuine image. In 1964, it was all about the dazzle. It was about the magic of being entranced. They don't have curtains at movie theaters anymore. There are a few double bills, no 15-cent snacks. I miss the old-fashioned thrill of it all, cartoon Indians or not.